E-waste is a huge problem. So it's electronic waste. It's waste from electrical devices. So apparently, there's about 50 million tons of it created a year. 50 million tons created every year. And the reason being, people break their devices quite often and they upgrade their devices quite often. That being said, technology moves at such a pace that people just buy new kit and throw old kit away. This idea of planned obsolescence doesn't help. So, planned obsolescence is this idea of companies making devices to only last a certain lifespan, or making devices to slowly fail or get worse over time to encourage you to buy a new one. So, let's take, for example, an iPhone. I'm not saying they do it because they would never admit it, but let's say you get an iPhone and software updates come out, and over the course of 3 years, you think, or 2 years, or even a year, you start to think, oh, this device is nowhere near as good as when it originally came out. But then, oh, there's an iPhone 7 that looks amazing. That's the idea. So the idea is you generally don't stay happy with the device for too long because it's planned to get worse. Okay, lots of waste is sent to countries where regulations are less strict. So this is how we deal with it. So this is not good, but our regulations in the UK to how we deal with this e-waste is quite difficult. So what we often do is pay countries like India to take our waste away and deal with it for us. Um, so most of it in the UK becomes landfill, which can be a hazard to wildlife due to toxic chemicals leaking into the groundwater. So this is one thing you want to know about the Waste Electric and Electronic Equipment. So WEEE directive. Uh, this directive was created to tackle the e-waste problem and has rules which promote disposing safely, promoting reuse, stroke refurbishment, and promoting recycling materials. So it applies to loads of different devices, as you can see down the bottom, and we need to try and follow this directive as part of the UK. So the WEEE, it encourages you to reuse, dispose of in only certain ways, and try and recycle where possible. Now, a clever thing is, if you've watched the Digital Divide video, there are initiatives to try and use e-waste as a solution to try and reduce in some of those digital divides. So, for example, recycling and recycling and refurbishing old computer equipment and giving it for free via charity to developing countries like Africa. You can see why the e-waste, if done correctly, might help become bridge and help be the solution to other problems we have.